Welcome back to Coffee with the County, Local Voices series. Today I am in Hill City. We're doing our first mobile podcast, and I'm with Mayor Dave Lange. How you doing, Dave?
Doing great.
Good to have you here. Thank you for meeting with me and being the guinea pig for Hill City's podcast recording.
Well, I'll try to do my best.
We'll give our city clerk a little bit of crap when we're done that she sent the mayor in instead of the city clerk. So Tammy, if you're listening, we'll get you next time. But Dave, let's start with you. How long have you been the mayor of Hill City?
I'm in my second term, and before that I was on the council for a few years.
Okay, so quite a few years. Aiken County resident all your life from this area?
Born and raised here.
Nice.
Always in the county. I was in the township for many years, but annexed the house into Hill Cities, and I became involved in the city end of that.
There you go. How did you become mayor? Why'd you want to do that?
There was a little bit of a need. There was one of the past mayors was moving out of town.
Okay.
And it was just an opportunity for somebody to step up and take a hold, and I just thought I'd try to do that. See, I'm getting to a point where I'm partially retired, so it takes a lot of time, not a one day a month job. I stop by the office maybe not 5 days a week, but real close.
Sure, and you've got a good solid staff. We'll give a shout out to your staff that here. I think Tammy is your city clerk.
Yep.
How about the others that are here? Do you have others that are on staff that?
Brandy, she just got married. She was Brandy Caverly, so I'd have to go and get her name tag to say the pronunciation of her new name. But she's done very good assistance to Tammy, and Tammy's involved in a few other things, be it food shelf and school stuff, and so she takes off and Brandy covers, and it's worked out great. George Casper, the head of our maintenance, does a super job, and he's got an assistant, Pat Jordan. Together they take care of all the, be it snow plowing or road grading or water lines, sewer lines, and a lot of work on that. And we have 2 full-time police officers and one public safety administrator of that oversees them, and that's Ron Saxon, and they do a great job.
Yeah, that's unique for our area a little bit. I think, Aiken County has a great sheriff's office and deputies, and then the city of Aiken has a police force, but you're the only other one, I think, outside of...
We hope we can keep that. That's one of our big things in our budget discussion, how much we can afford.
Yeah.
No doubt we have a great system, but we also got to be able to find a way to pay for it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hopefully that can all work out in the budget, because I know those folks do a tremendous job for you locally here.
As long as this is a county podcast, we want to throw in that Hill City has almost become Northern Aiken County Sheriff's Department. There's always been a discussion that we are paying for the same sheriff's coverage that McGregor or Tamarack or McGrath, but over and above that, we're paying another about 50% of our budget for a police force, which does take a lot of Aiken County calls in this. Any emergency call in this end of the county, I'll back up to pretty anything else. So, and our fire department is run by probably 5 different townships around here that chip in. The city itself only pays about 20% of the fire budget. Well, the police budget we do get about 10% from Hillick Township now, but otherwise the other, it's just a burden on the local taxpayers.
Sure, and that is not a good thing. When burdens on local taxpayers with everything that's going on now is something that I'm sure is on your mind all the time, and probably part of many city council discussions as you guys go forward, but hopefully that can all work out for you. You guys have had some tremendous projects over the past couple of years that I've seen and heard. Maybe tell us a little bit about some
our biggest
of those.
project we have going on right now is our water treatment plant, which was a $9.8 million project. Luckily, I don't know if I take much credit for it, but I spent 4 trips to St. Paul, visited with a lot of our state representatives and senators and Congress, and we did get $8 million of that in grant. The remainder, 1.8, we got a low interest loan. It's right around 1%. So, but it's still going to make a phenomenal increase. When you only have I don't know the exact number, let's say 200 customers buying water to cover just shy of $2 million in debt. Just the interest alone is still a lot of money. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
so I think we got a 15% increase this year in the next couple of years on our water bills.
So were those grants state grants, or did you go to?
There's federal deed money was a good share of it.
There you go, yeah. Infrastructure grants,
Right,
things like
yeah.
that.
But-
Water treatment.
And our county commissioner helped with that. He put a plug in for us. They make their annual or biannual trip to Washington and did a lot of push for us. So I met with him at St. Paul and worked through a lot of questions. And
Small local governments can move things forward, right? You think that it's just this big St. Paul that you never
Right.
can get a hold of, but going down there face to face can
Yeah.
get some things solved in a
then
huge
our
project.
other big project, the Hill City financially on the new roundabout on Highway 169 and 200 was a state project, but it also involved the city because our sewer main used to cross at that spot.
Okay.
So, and it was just shy of $1 million to relocate update our sewer main. I think it's like 600,000 of that we got in some grants. And been working at that, and in the process of doing that, there was in the southwest quadrant of that intersection was a privately owned, and the snowmobile club had an easement across there. We had an easement across there, and we negotiated a deal with the owner of that property and bought that north 6 acres. So now our sewer main is on our property and the snowmobile trail is on our property. And so it should save some hassles in the future. And the other big hassle it should save is probably 80% of that. You get the Morrison Brook, which is the trout stream through it, plus wetlands. This way we don't have to argue with the homeowner wanting to develop that because he's paying phenomenal taxes on a piece of land he can't use.
Yeah.
There is a little bit of that. It had fill on it many years ago, so it's legitimately used now. It was probably wetlands at one time, but I'm working with the county on putting recycle bins in there.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, the city's foot the whole bill. They've per se bought the land.
Is that Andrew down there?
Yeah,
Andrew?
and with Andrew,
Yeah.
and he's hoping to have the county fence it. City itself here, we have recycle pickup, so the pressure coming around here is not necessarily from the city, it's from the township and unorganized township, and which Darcy Moore's worked with them a lot, trying to get that, and he's in the next unorganized township to the east here. That's going to be another little bit of an expense, you might say, to the city, unless we can get, be it county or townships, and the expense is going to be somebody to man and monitor it. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it'd be a junkyard. But right now, they hope to bid out some fencing, which the county would be doing, and we'll prep the site hopefully and have a place. We've tried recycling a couple of different times, and without being fenced, without being monitored, somebody else's backyard. You know, there's been a lot of issues. And
The recycling thing is funny that way. You have it's for a good reason. People should recycle, but people don't always pay attention to how they should be doing it and the rules and the things like
Right.
that, which makes it really difficult. So for those of you listeners out there, do your homework and know how to recycle correctly, and we'll see what we can do there. You know, you mentioned ATV trail. And I know from the economic development side, this is a huge hub for ATV trail use out of Aiken County. The Northwoods ATV Trail comes right through Hill City. Do you see a lot of riders throughout the summertime?
Our survival of the town is based on ATVs, I'd say. Come uptown and the streets are packed with ATVs, and without them, the bars and restaurants wouldn't be able to survive.
Yeah.
They're a big part of the town.
Yeah, we were just looking at some numbers for economic impact study. About 16.8 million annually is what the direct economic impact is on the Northwoods Trail. So I don't necessarily have that separated, Hill City, McGregor, wherever that goes,
Right.
but 16.8 annually coming into our county for the ATVs. And you guys do a number of things also down at the city park to welcome all of that. I think
Yep.
you got a new playground down there as well.
We've got a very nice city park. Just over a year ago, we had I think like $150,000 playground built down there. We're still looking to build multiple courts for pickleball, which I don't even understand,
Yeah.
and basketball. Anyway, some which are the new fad and the new thing now. And we're working with CETA, it's a group that works getting grants and stuff, and have been very helpful on many projects here in town. And
yeah, they do a really nice job
Yeah.
for down to the local community
Right.
being able to push communication on whether or not it's a need for a new playground or if it's a Hill City Events Committee event that's going on. CETA's done a wonderful job here in this area. Anything else that you want all the listeners to know about Hill City?
our other biggest asset is our school, and I don't know the exact number right now, but it was like 17-8% of our percentage of our students come from outside the district. They like our school.
So when you see that, is that coming from, do you think, other places in Aiken County, or is that Itasca
Probably more
County?
Itasca. We run a bus to Grand Rapids now, and it stops at 4 different places there. The 2 super ones, Rainbow, or not the Rainbow, but the bowling alley, and River Road Market, I think. But anyway, they drive and pick up students in Grand Rapids, and they make a couple stops on the way back. But they actually go into Grand Rapids and pick up students.
I've been able to go over there a number of times and see it. It's a beautiful facility. You
Right.
guys have done great work with that. And yeah, there's a nice little open conference center,
Right.
if you want to
Yep.
call it that, that's in there that is available. And it's just a beautiful facility all the way around.
Yeah, I've been to several meetings there with different groups, be it political groups or be it townhouse association type groups that they'll use that nice big meeting room. The Grand Rapids, part of the Mississippi Headwaters Board, we used to meet there every month. So it's used by a lot of outsiders too. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
Well, thank you for everything that you're doing, bringing the people to your area, and once they see your area, they return, because it is so beautiful around here, and it's naturally better.
Correct.
Dave has been a longtime advocate for naturally better, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And again, thank you for joining us here today. If there's anything that you want to bring up in the future, feel free to contact me. We'll buzz out here and talk it through. So thanks for your time today.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you bet. And you're listening to Coffee with the County.